friend. I hope that you are doing very, very well. Today I'm going to do some more drawing and storytelling. It's been a while since I've just done a storytelling, and maybe the next video will be a relaxing guided meditation. So, let's get going. Let's zoom in. And this is a story about a little gnome named Sploof. And they lived in a cave out in the forest. And it was mostly peaceful as they tended to their garden. They very, very much enjoyed the peacefulness of the forest. And I totally understand the desire for peacefulness. And they live in this beautiful, magical forest that has a nice dew in the morning, and the sunshine shines through the leaves and the pine needles, lots of pine trees. And what truly makes this spot in specific is specifically is beautiful because of Sploofy the gnome, because they have made a beautiful garden, and they have planted lots and lots of mushrooms and flowers, lots and lots of beautiful, beautiful flowers. Some big blue ones, some small little ones, and they shimmer in the morning light. They sometimes catch dewdrops, and they glitter like nothing else you've ever seen, with all the colors from purple to orange to blue and red and yellow, and of course lots and lots of green. because of the greenery. And you can tell that this garden is cared for. But one day in this peaceful, peaceful garden, a deer named Lolo, they were coming up to the garden and seeing the gnome tending to the flowers, and they got scared, or they were scared of something. They said, "Hey, you there, little one, I'm terribly, awfully afraid of the big, scary monster that is causing a ruckus in the forest." And the gnome says, "Oh, I have never heard of such a thing. But I am but a little gnome, and I don't know anything of bravery or of defeating a foe. All I know is how to tend flowers, fruits and vegetables, and the only way I can help the creatures of the forest is to give them food or help them heal when they have fallen ill. But a monster, that is quite new." And the deer says, "Oh, okay, I guess I'll search somewhere else for the help of someone out in the forest." But the gnome then said, "I can at least take a look at what's going on and see what I could possibly do." So the gnome went out into the forest with the deer leading the way to see where it goes. And it comes along to a big stream, and the deer says, I do not dare to go any further, because the monster might spot us. If you want to sneak a look at the big monster, tread carefully and follow the stream. Follow it upstream, and you'll find a little lake. And so The gnome follows the stream, carefully sneaks by to not get spotted by any uncertain foe. And they do indeed come upon a lake or a pond, a big pond, and they see a big creature, a huge creature that looks kind of like a frog, but it has big horns and a big appetite. They seem to be eating and eating all the creatures of the pond, the fish, and the foliage, the lily pads, and they are quite the hungry beast. And the gnome recognizes this creature as a spirit guardian, a forest spirit connected to this forest. They have met them before, but not like this. They were dark, and they had a cloud of black oozing around them like an aura of evil or ill intent, or maybe not so much ill intent as an aura of grief and sorrow and anger. And the forest spirit, quite big and scary and wild, with its big hands. It got multiple hands, glowing slightly in the dark with a red glow at the tips of its fingers. And it has multiple arms to reach and grab and eat the forest. And it's very scary. But the little gnome wants to figure out what has happened. So they climb up on a big boulder so that they can be seen and heard by the creature, but not reached. And the creature sees the little gnome, and as the gnome tries to speak up, not much sound comes out at all, for they are scared. Just a little huff and mumble and please, can I maybe excuse me, and then a little louder, excuse me, oh frog, oh spirit of the woods, what is troubling you? And the spirit looks with his fearsome eyes, with the scary, scary rage in them. It's almost as if the spirit, the nature of the spirit is gone from within. Like it's not who it used to be. And indeed, it does, but it does manage to produce some words that echo with the darkness inside it. It echoes. Hello there, little one. A food, little food, consume. Be one with the spirit. Be one with me and escape. Be one with me. And the little gnome says, I do not wish to be one with you in this state. I thought I was already one with you while being in this forest. Oh, the forest is burning in sorrow. Please be one with me before it's too late. Be one with me. Be one with me. Come with me. And the gnome asks, what do you mean burning? What is burning? Come with me, the fire will take you. And the gnome could not get more out of the spirit. And all they had to do, and now the big creature wants to consume the little gnome. So they used all their appendages and their limbs to crawl towards the gnome. But the gnome runs away, jumps off the rock and just nearly gets caught by one of the hands, avoids it just barely. And as they avoid getting caught, they run away, and crawl under a rock to sit and think. as they think under this rock, they need to find whatever is burning the forest. Maybe a forest fire. But a forest fire has not been a problem before. So it's quite curious. But of course, now the gnome needs to go and ask around the little critters and whatnot of the forest, which is a little bit difficult to find, as it is most of the little creatures of the forest have escaped. So what do you do? But the gnome is very good at finding the little creatures even when they hide and are scared. So they find a little blue and red bird, blue, red and gray bird, hiding under some branches. And they ask the little bird if they can help find a fire somewhere. And the little bird doesn't know of any fire, but they will help find the fire. So they fly up into the sky, and they find that yes, there is smoke coming from the edge of the forest, and it helps the little gnome find the fire, the origin of the fire. And as they find the origin of the fire, they see that there are big machines and people burning the forest. What for, the gnome does not know, does not care. But he wonders how they could have possibly been able to get through the defenses of the forest spirit, because it's very powerful and strong. So the little gnome, they look through all the little places. Because they're so small, they can look around in the camps of the humans without getting noticed. And they look to see what the secret of the humans are, why they are so powerful. And they see that they have a big box big crate that is well protected and closed in with chains and bolted up. There's gotta be something interesting in there. So the gnome thinks and thinks on how it would get in. And it devises a little plan. But it would need some help from the forest creatures. It tells the little bird to gather some friends, and they need a big moose. They gather some little creatures and critters that will sneak in and steal the food and tools and whatnot from the people to distract them. And the little critters, the squirrels and the birds, grab and mess around with all the humans. And then Sploof rides the big moose into the crate, and they knock it open. And of course, there they see a glowing green sapling inside, rooted on a big, big shiny rock. A rock blue and shiny like the water. The sapling glowing bright, like with green light and yellow like the sun. And this shiny relic of the forest is the spirit tree that gives the forest spirit its power. And they get this sapling out, which they then, as fast as possible, plant in the soil. And you can hear a big yell, a roar of excitement and happiness. The big frog big frog-like spirit. Wow. Comes rushing as fast as it can towards the humans, towards where the sapling was planted. And you can see that Now, instead of being dark and with a cloud, they're shining with a green glow. The darkness is falling out of them, and they spew a lot of water on to the fire, and they extinguish the fire. And then they throw over all the machines of the humans, and scares them away with its enormous power. And also, it inspires some of the humans with its amazing and glorious beauty at its full strength. They see that they should leave this creature alone, for they glow with a yearning for the forest back. And a lot of these humans will tell the tale for generations of how they saw the heart of the forest, give them a second chance to do good. And so they taught their young ones, their friends and family, of the importance of working in agreement with nature, working together. And the sapling got planted back at the root, at the core of the forest where it belonged. And the gnome was thanked by the creatures of the forest and got given a special mushroom that was so pretty and full of life by the forest spirit. And they were given a huge thanks, and the magical mushroom that the gnome was given was planted in the garden of their home. And there it gave extra life and power to its garden. For so they could grow bigger, better gardens, and all they wanted was to hide away again in their peaceful little home. And every time they look at their mushroom, they get reminded of the time when peace was brought back to the forest. So, that's the end of the story. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you were relaxed, or could do whatever you wanted to do while you had me on in the background. And I see you again. May you feel the happiness of the universe. Bye.